In February this year, President Emmerson Mnangagwa met with a group of selected media editors at the State House in Harare, carefully chosen by his dubious spokesperson, George Charamba, who wanted to corner his boss over the ongoing succession power struggle at the behest of his favorite candidate Vice President Constantino Chiwenga. Zana pena mashuka rubuda pango ina rikuno konzi Mnangagwa exposed by fullness of time no subscribe or like on the bell icon. Tibina una mobda ni gomchensi to choreograph an opportunity to gaslight the people and elicit an answer on the ongoing succession infighting conundrum. While it appeared the president had finally clarified issues around his third-term succession bid, those well informed about the deliberately created fuzzy situation saw through Mnangagwa and Charamba see deceptive different agendas at play. The editor's briefing was part of this succession power play to manage different agendas and expectations. Mnangagwa wanted to manage the journalist about his unpopular team extension and succession agenda, while Charamba wanted to out his boss and corner him on the issue of Chiwenga's benefit. Journalists wanted information but appeared convinced they had got the final answer after asking the right questions when they were being managed right from the beginning to save competing political interests. But after the media briefing, people out there were not convinced and still asked if Mnangagwa was telling the truth. Why wouldn't he make a public announcement to the nation that he will step down in September 2028 when his second term ends and stop his party from relentlessly pursuing a term extension for him? The meeting, from which some editors from state-controlled and private media organizations were left out by Charamba for a reason, took place amid rising political tensions between Mnangagwa and Chiwenga, particularly surrounding calls for president to extend his term beyond his 2028 constitutional limit. The news hawks and other media platforms always insisted Mnangagwa was misleading the nation by claiming he was a constitutionalist, an irony for a leader who first came to power through a coup and would go when his two-term limits end in 2028. Now the ruling ZANU-PF, the annual conference resolution at the weekend in Mutare, exposed the president's web of misleading political calculations and deception. In reality, as first reported by ZIM, the news hawks in 2023, Mnangagwa wanted a third term but decided to package it as a 2-year extension to his rule to avoid the discredited third termism agenda with Africa and lead to recent coups in some countries across the continent. What ZANU-PF and Mnangagwa did in Mutare follows a growing trend in Africa, where leaders are fighting to dismantle term limits and go back to long periods of incumbency, which have left many countries in Africa in ruins through leadership, governance and policy failures, as well as corruption and incompetence, which ZANU-PF is infamous for. Doma shwaripo muri Zimbabwe panguva ino chakachaya kwanzi mutungamiri wenyika aexpose yawo. Pena comment section medu muzamafunguro enyu moti kudi pamusoro pechitiko ichi. Someone subscribe or like, hit on the bell icon.